stuff, but they're also, if they promote any kind of affiliate program, they seem to be just promoting like info products. You're probably familiar with all the ClickBank type stuff.
Sure.
Ebooks and software, that kind of stuff. And then on the other side of things, there seems to be a whole nother group or culture of affiliate marketers that don't do anything with the content stuff. They don't promote, ebooks or info products or things like that. They're more on the side of promoting actual goods, like hard goods, like, whatever, like, just like we talked about, like bird feeders
Sure.
and gardening tools and, artwork and stuff like that, posters and all that kind of stuff. And I think it kind of goes full circle to what we talked about earlier in this conversation. We were saying, when it comes to traffic, you need to play all sides if you're ultimately going to make the most money out of your site and out of your traffic. And I think monetization-wise, that's not even a word, but in relation to making the most money, I think you also need to test the most offers and go with the most types of things for your market. And so I think everybody should test this auction stuff out, because people that are in the camp of only promoting information to their market about, if they got a golf site, let's say, they think the best way to make money is to promote that ebook that teaches someone how to hit a longer drive, or and of course on the other side of things, people that are only promoting golf clubs, they need to also look into promoting ebooks, info products, whatever information that sell. There's billions of dollars worth being sold online that sells. But you've probably seen that as well, where there seems to be those two camps. There's like the info product content sellers, promoters, and then the affiliate marketers that are actually promoting more like real goods.
Totally. I kind of divide them into almost two categories, where it's like somebody's either got something directly for sale, or they have what I call as kind of a brochure site, which is like an informational kind of review or deals, or some of our biggest people that we see doing great things is there's a gentleman who has a site, outofstock.com, which basically is a site that shows if stores have Xboxes or PlayStation 3s or Nintendo Wii's in stock, or whatever the hot item is. And of course, he also has auction ads right there, which show these items live on auction, on eBay. And so, he was, I think, struggling before. I think he was using Amazon or something, and switched to us, and has had very good results. And for his traffic, I think it's pretty phenomenal. We keep everything private, so I can't really disclose any numbers or anything, but it's pretty impressive what he's done with it. And there's numerous sites like that really. Another one is UFCjunkie.com, which is a guy who promotes UFC fighting, which is Ultimate Fight Championships, mixed martial arts. And he was really having trouble. He was using Google AdSense and Amazon and stuff, and still does, but now he's thrown auction ads into the mix, and has found that it's really increased his income quite a bit, in addition to what he was making with Google AdSense, and I think he's actually phased out Amazon and stuff like that. And actually,
it goes to show you don't know until you test it.
Yeah, totally. That's what we tell people, and that's actually what my whole mentality is, and I stand by this with auction ads too, is the money will speak for itself. I don't ever try to, if people are always like, hey, do you think my site will make more money with auction ads? I say to them, it doesn't cost you anything to try, and the money will tell you. And
right.
And that's the bottom line. There is no bull crap in that. That's it. So that's why any company that's ever called me to test their products, within reason, I will try it. And I always tell them, I say, listen, if you're holding back on some tier or something like that, it's in your best interest to pay me as good as you can, because your stuff will get more exposure if it pays me the most, or better placement on my page or stuff like that. So, I really always say to people, there's no excuse not to try something. It's just, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't make money for you, then it doesn't.
Yeah, and not to cut you off,
yeah.
But you just made a comment that's worth millions of dollars to anybody that will actually pay attention to it, and it's kind of not to get off track here, we'll get right back on, but just a sidebar, you just mentioned about dealing with some of these other companies where you're trying out their programs on your pages, and you're saying it's in your best interest to pay me more, because the more you pay me, and especially if it's a lot more than your competitors, it's only going to encourage me to promote the heck out of your program and send more and more traffic than it would be if you just barely kind of paid more than other people. And I think anyone out there that has a business, that has an affiliate program, or they're doing any kind of joint ventures or anything like that, it's always in your best interest to pay pretty much as you can until it hurts, because it's only going to come back and help you. Because the more you truly can pay, even if it's above 50% if you're selling like an info product, or even if it's above 20% if it's a physical product, or wherever the numbers normally break down in the averages for different industries, if you can pay more and are able to pay more, it's only going to benefit you with more traffic and more sales and more activity.
Definitely. And that's something that, again, in starting auction ads, I had in my mind was we have to pay people the most we possibly can. Otherwise, because it's like we can't pay the most unless we get to the higher tier, and we can't get to the higher tier unless we have a ton of publishers. So we are paying out 100% of everything we make to our publishers. We make absolutely nothing on this, and we said we were going to do that for at least the first 6 months, because after 6 months, we're hoping there's some margin in there that we can either negotiate with eBay and get our own higher tier or something, or, that's just kind of our thought process. And again, I probably shouldn't give out trade secrets. Don't do that if you're listening, but I do it because I just talk and it comes out. But basically, the plan is, hopefully we can go to eBay and say, hey, listen, we've got 100,000 users. We're on the highest tier. We're doing more traffic than all your affiliates combined, because everybody knows they can get the highest payout structures through auction ads. And so, basically we need a higher tier that so we can be profitable and then pass on. So luckily, we're pretty well funded with private money, and we're not hurting. So we thought, hey, let's give this network a go with auction ads, and we're just to stay on point, we're passing on 100% of the revenue, because we know we're not going to get anywhere by taking a big percentage of what people earn. It's never going to get any traction. So that's why I think it's also had the success that it's had, is we're passing on all the revenue to people. And we're only going on 70 days, I think, since we launched. So it's been quite a wild ride, but totally. And these affiliate companies, that if you're just getting paid what they start with, boy, they have room to move. And I've never dealt with an affiliate company where the initial offer it was what I ended up with. Because if it is, I move on to another one, because they always have room to give you. And the one thing, just in talking about with affiliate companies, and the Zoogle ads, I love them, but I press them a lot, and I try to get the highest payouts possible. Now I move a decent amount of traffic and have some leverage there, but I wasn't always doing that, but I've always knew that there was more available.
Well, let's touch on that just for a second.
Totally.
It's like we talked about, and we'll wrap up in a few minutes. I think we're going on over an hour now.
No problem.
It's great, though. It's great value for everyone that's able to listen to this. But, okay, we mentioned before about, is it really that hard to go out and do like direct ad deals and stuff? Do you have to have some certification as a professional advertising executive in order to get people to do deals? No, we already covered how to do that. So let's touch on that just for a second, because you bring up an interesting point about going directly. So let's say you're an affiliate marketer and you're promoting a program that you found in Commission Junction, Share a Sale, or directly on someone's affiliate program, and you're doing pretty well with it and everything else. It's not really out of the ordinary to go directly to the merchant and open dialogue. You should be doing this anyways. It's just good business. If you're making a lot of money, like if you're making even $1,000 a month or $750 a month from a specific company that you are an affiliate for, that you keep driving sales to, you're growing their business, even on a level like even of that size, it's not that out of the thought of as being out of the ordinary to build a relationship with their affiliate manager and with that company, and to have be in position to open dialogue, to ask for more money. So that I think most people realize that when you see an affiliate program and you see what their payouts are, most people just say, you know what, that's what it is. That company had a board meeting with 200 executives. They threw the gavel down and they said 15% is what it pays on the first tier, and there's no way they would ever pay anyone any more than that. But that's not the case, isn't it? Everything in business is negotiable.
Totally. It's like going to a car dealership and paying the sticker price. I don't want to say you're foolish or a fool, but I mean, you can negotiate like crazy, and all these affiliate companies, they expect you to do it. I mean, they have their prices of what they can do right in front of them. I mean,